First thing I want to say is that you made a statement, and it is very, very real and true, in that the internet will serve as a very important part of students' learning now. We have evolved into that point even before COVID came along. Colleges, universities, they give much credit to online courses, and there are people who graduate from universities with a baccalaureate degree who have spent very little time on the university campus per se. So that's a very important concept to think about. And actually, there are, to have internet connectivity, you have to be in some way of receiving the signal. And in Wynn Parish, we're a rural district, and there are some parts of the parish that has very little connectivity with the internet. We acknowledge that. It was our desire, whenever all of this was in the play, we contacted internet service providers, and we wanted to establish 10 or 12 hotspots throughout the rural parts of this district, this Wynn Parish. And although that may be an opportunity in the future, it's not an opportunity right now. We know that if a person has a cell phone, a smartphone now, and he has connectivity in an area, he possibly could have some internet connectivity on his smartphone. This may or may not be enough connectivity. The bandwidth may or may not be strong enough to accommodate some of the instructional programs that we'll be using. So we acknowledge the fact that internet connectivity will be a challenge. That's a district. We do have Chromebooks for as many students who need them. We have more than a 1-to-1 ratio of students with Chromebooks in Wynn Parish.
Okay, good.
So we do have plenty of Chromebooks available for students who need them. And a question has been asked, well, what are the options for internet usage if it's not available in a certain area? Using the Chromebooks, we're going to have, the application is going to be Google Classroom, which means that teachers will have their lessons recorded every day, and that students will have access to these recorded lessons on the Chromebook or whatever other device that they might have. Now, if we issue a student a Chromebook and they don't live in an area where there's connectivity, that Chromebook is set up so that student or parent can go to an area where there is internet connectivity. All of our schools have internet connectivity, Wi-Fi in such a fashion that they can get on the internet. I presume our libraries do.
All the Wynn Parish libraries.
All the libraries do.
Free Wi-Fi.
There are also some churches that have internet connectivity and are opening their doors to students or parents to come and use their Wi-Fi at their places. And the creativity that maybe a parent would have or a student would have as far as internet connectivity is concerned is just that. They're just going to have to figure a way, if they possibly can, to connect the internet. Once a student connects to the internet and is connected to the Google application that we're using, the lessons of that teacher will be automatically downloaded. And then that lesson in that downloaded Chromebook can be taken home and they can work offline on those lessons.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay.
So there's a way that even though a student don't have good internet connectivity at their house, they can go to some place where there is connectivity and log in, and everything will be downloaded or uploaded into their system.
Okay.
And they'll have access at home offline.
Okay. And those are checked out to the student?
Yes.
Much like a textbook?
Yes,
Checked out to them?
these Chromebooks are actually, we're asking for those who have a real need for these Chromebooks. Certainly we want them to have them. If you don't need them, then if you have all the connectivity and the internet and the computer world at your house that allows you to access our program, then you wouldn't need a Chromebook. We ask you to use your own. But if you need one, they're there. They are checked out by the parents to the students. They belong to the Wynn Parish School System. We're asked that they are cared for as basically as best you can. Don't leave them out in the rain. Don't be ugly and drop them on the floors continually or stuff like that. Don't throw them around. Use them as a technological device that needs to be taken care of. But we want them used, and then they're checked out to the family at such time that we ask for them to be brought back or what have you. They need to be brought back. We may have to do something else to them to re-up the application or something of that nature, but anyhow, they're checked out to the student, to the family, and available for use. Parents will be asked and students to sign a device agreement, loan agreement. They'll be considered loan, and whenever the machine goes out, student will sign on this agreement, and it lists, well, parents can read it, it lists the details of the loaning process. So we're very thankful and glad that we have the privilege of providing this device for internet connectivity to our students who need this there.
Yes. When you say if a student has a device of their own, you're asking them to use that. It does that have to be a Chromebook, or it can be any kind of laptop or anything that can get on the internet and download the lesson?
Yes.
Okay.
Any type of device that's capable of accessing the internet can be used.
Okay.
Even smartphones.
Okay.
Sometimes it's a little difficult for people to have a lesson whether they need to see more ease of sight on something a little bit larger than a smartphone. But anything that accesses the internet certainly can be used.
Okay.